what are masculine and feminine traits? Because you throw around masculine and feminine, but I just want to know what does masculine and feminine mean to you? And that's my question. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, if you I know a lot of people have asked me that question because I do talk about that a lot on my podcast. So for me, I do believe for a relationship to work, a man has to be masculine and a woman has to be feminine. And I believe based on our biology and how we are created, men tend to have certain traits like men. Men that tend to masculine traits would be assertiveness, confidence, and ambition, right? And then the feminine traits would be nurturing, caring, and emotional availability, being emotional, right? So, though I believe that those traits are something that's like inherent in us. So, most guys are gonna be, more confident, more assertive, and more ambitious than most women. I'm not saying you guys, because we all have the same traits, like both men and women. I have feminine traits as well. I can also be nurturing. I can also be caring. I can also be kind and very supportive, very emotional. But because of our biology, we're gonna have my masculine traits will always be dominant over my feminine traits. And then the same thing for women. You guys can be ambitious as well. You guys can be confident as well. You guys can be strong as well. But you guys, because you guys are women, you guys are naturally being caring and nurturing and be emotional because for a lot of you guys were born to have to be mothers, right? So that's why you guys were created that way, so you can be nurturing and loving when you have kids. So the way we are designed, I believe, for a healthy relationship to work, I believe the guy has to be masculine and then the woman has to be feminine, and then that's what we really attracted to each other. So I think that one of the biggest problems today in today's society, especially in America, I don't see this anywhere else in America. I just see that we're in a culture today where we're pushing men and women to be the same. Today, like you guys can see it. I can't even say I'm a male no more. I'm a female no more. Like this, you have to identify our gender based on how we feel on the inside. It's no longer just based on like, are you a male or a female? So that's the culture we live in today. So I just see for a lot of guys, out of the way they grew up, based on their role models, they weren't taught to be masculine men. And so a lot of guys today are very feminine. And sometimes I talk to a lot of girls and they say, oh, a lot of these guys act like girls. Have you guys seen that? I don't know. A lot of these guys are no longer men. They're not being taught to be assertive, to be confident, to be ambitious, to handle his responsibility as a man when he meets a woman, right? So, and then the same thing for women. I don't see in this culture today, a lot of the women are no longer, a lot of women are very masculine, right? They're no longer have that feminine that care and nurture that a lot of men, that's what we're attracted to. So that's why for me, that's one thing. I mean, that's what I see. That's my perspective. I believe that in order to relationship work, the man has to be the man and the woman has to be the woman, and then our traits complement each other. It harmonizes because I'm a masculine man. I'm very strong, independent. I'm very strong, ambitious, and assertive. But I still need that softness from a feminine woman. And because I'm already strong and hard, the woman that's feminine, our traits will complement, and it works together in harmony. I just see nowadays that because a lot of men are feminine, a lot of women are masculine. Two masculine people can't work, or two feminine people can't work. So you're always going to be attracted to the other person. So for you guys, a perfect example I would ask you guys is if you met two guys, right? The first guy, he's very caring, emotional, and nurturing. The second guy, he's very confident, ambitious, and assertive. Which guy are you attracted to, just based on those traits?
First guy, for me.
The nurturing, caring?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. What about you, Nunia? What are you attracted to?
Both.
Yeah, she can't pick both. You have to pick one.
I would say I would say the first one as well.
Nurturing, caring?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What about you, Anna?
I would say the first one. Like, that just sounds amazing. Also, like, I do understand where you're coming from. Like, masculine traits are very attractive at the beginning, but we always want someone who is going to be caring and nurturing towards us.
Yeah. I think to how you guys responded, I believe, because we grow up in a Disney like fairy tale, over romanticizing nurturing, caring. But the thing is, for me, is this based on what I see, they will say that, oh, I want a guy that's nurturing, I want a guy that's caring, and they would get a guy with that's nurturing, caring, but then they lose interest with that guy over time.
Hi.
Because I believe that we always are attracted to the opposite of our nature, which is women. You guys will always be attracted to that masculine guy, which is the confidence, because you need that, because you need at the end of the day, you guys are already nurturing, caring, and then if you're with a guy that's very nurturing, caring, it sounds good on paper. It sounds good the way you guys say it right now. That's what we see on the Disney Channel, and that's to grow up. But
shout out Disney Channel.
But in reality, you guys need that foundation and that rock and that stability a man provides, because at the end of the day, our traits work better when we are with the masculine and the feminine, because you guys are very emotional. So when life turns bad, you guys don't need a guy that's very emotional as well. You need that guy that's very ambitious and very strong, and he's very assertive, and he's very solid in the way he handles himself in life. And then of course for the guy, we still need that love, and we can't be hard all the time. So at times we do break down as guys, and we have our moments of vulnerability. That's when we need that woman to come and fulfill that life. So that's why oftentimes we can be with a very masculine woman, but over time, it just doesn't fit well over time. And that's something I just see, because I see all the time where I see girls. That's what they say. They want the nurturing, caring guy, and they be with that guy, and then eventually later on in life, they'll meet the guy that's very confident, ambitious, and assertive, and they'll go with that guy. So for me, I just believe a lot of guys need to tap into that masculine energy, and that's why relationships work out. I just think that it's easy. For me, I'd be interested to see the type of guys you guys will go with, and how long it goes. But I just see when I see relationships when the masculine and feminine energy is not in harmony and balance, like I just see a lot of problems happen, and it doesn't work out in over 1 or 2 or 3 to 4 or 5 years. And every relationship I've seen that worked out, where they actually got married and they never divorced and they never got separated, I've always seen that the man was the masculine man, and then the woman was the feminine woman, and they worked together. If that makes sense. Go ahead, Nunia.
I have a question going off of that. Basically, Tarah. Sorry, I'm sitting on the floor, so it's very uncomfortable. But kind of going off of what Tarah was asking is, and what it is that you're saying, Will, is, let's just say if there was someone if the man was very masculine, right?
Yeah.
And the woman comes home and she's just very emotional, always crying. Yeah. And of course, at the first stage of dating and stuff, right? He knows how to actually, be there for her. Yeah. But then over time, let's just say 4 years in the relationship, the crying turns into, it's just natural for women to just be emotional and cry, right? They just need their days to cry.
Yeah.
But then the man will eventually be like, why are you crying? You're always crying. Like, the reason I think the reason why we agreed to, we rather have the emotional one, is because emotional people know how to comfort emotional people. Masculine people do not know how to comfort emotion. It's definitely, it's definitely something that's, very foreign to them after a certain amount of time. Mm-hmm. So I think that's one of the main reasons why I said I would rather choose the more feminine side, because we would know how to actually nurture that more, and we could still learn to have ambition and everything else.
So you're saying that you wanted the guy that's you want a guy that's more if the guy's too masculine, he wouldn't be able to know how to handle you when you're very emotional. Is that what you're saying?
What I'm saying is if a guy was just strictly just masculine and didn't know how to actually have, like the emotional side within him, over a period of time, it would just get too much to him, where he would just, afterwards, he would literally just be like, it's the crying and emotion is a burden afterwards.
No, the only thing I would say about that is like when for me is like when you're a masculine guy, you just understand that when women are very emotional, you understand that's their nature. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you love that person, right? Especially if that's somebody I really love. And number one, I understand that women are already emotional already. So it's like for me, like I wouldn't get mad about something that I knew that's how you were created. That's how you're supposed to be. So I wouldn't see that as something that's bad. And plus, like, that's why we're very strong, because we're built for that. Like, we're built for to handle your emotions. All right, that's why
Tarah's face.
We're built for that. Like, that's why you guys seek that masculine man, because you guys already know, like, you guys already have your emotions going wild. So that's why I believe most women, you guys are more attracted to very self-confident and ambitious and guys that are very stable than the guy that's very up and down with his emotions. Go ahead, Tarah, you have something to say?
Yeah, I think we're all seeking out emotionally stable people. I think that to say it's like masculine is like, this is black and white, this is like what men have to go through to have a successful marriage relationship, is it's like, it's more complex than just saying like, I'm looking for someone who is vulnerable with their feelings. Like, I want them to be confident in themselves. I want them to have both. I don't think it's unrealistic to look for a partner who is emotionally stable, who can communicate well, because
go ahead.
Like, going back to your point of like men and women staying in marriages, like back in the old days, because it was traditional to stay in your marriage and not divorce, and it wasn't socially acceptable. Like, even if your partner was abusive or if they were cheating with multiple partners, like then men would tend to stay with the man, and that was socially acceptable back then.
Yeah.
And I think as we become more independent, it's just becoming less acceptable, and we're just requiring men to be on our level. So if we are emotionally stable ourselves and we're being emotionally vulnerable, I just expect that in the partner to be like that missing, that yin yang. You know what I'm saying? That compliments me.
No, so when I say masculine and feminine, I don't mean that when a guy is very masculine, I don't mean that he's just so masculine to the point that he doesn't have other feminine traits, or he doesn't even concern himself with the other traits that we all have. Like, and I think that's the narrative that the culture has kind of, like, society has kind of pushed on. Okay, if a guy is very masculine, it's toxic masculinity. Like, he will never understand your emotions. He will never be vulnerable. No, you can be masculine, a healthy masculine man, that you're very ambitious, you're very confident, you're very assertive. But at the same time, I can still be able to communicate with the woman, and still be able to handle her emotions and be vulnerable at times.
And traditionally, that's a great point. Just going off of that, like, traditionally, men aren't allowed to share their emotions, and I see that there's a lot of, like, with there's like a lot of depression, anxiety. Like, there's just a lot of mental disorders that are just going unspoken. Like, we just don't talk about our feelings. It's unacceptable at all for men, boys to talk about. Just stop crying and pick yourself up and keep going. So I think it's just making men more comfortable with being vulnerable with anyone, not even their like romantic partners, but just like their family. I think that's really healthy. I don't see that as a weakness. And I think it gets kind of dangerous if you like make it a synonym with like emotions with women, or femininity, because I think everyone has emotions. We've just been socialized to think that this is how you express your emotions, and women are allowed to, and boys shouldn't.
I get that. It's just, see, the thing is, for me, is just like, I don't know if, I just see that, because right now you already know America, the divorce rate is like 50%, right, in America. Like, I'm sure you guys know that, like 50% of marriages in America end up in divorce. right? 80% of the divorces that they have is is initiated by women, right? And then initiated by women. And do you know the primary reason why they initiate these divorces? It's because of financial situations, right? So the reality is, even though as you guys say, you guys want a very nurturing and caring man, right? You guys want a very emotional, but in reality, 50% in America, because we all live in America, 50% of divorces are 50% of marriages end up in divorce, and 80% of the divorces are initiated by women, and the primary reason is financial stability. So the men who are very assertive and confident and ambitious, those are the men that tend to be more financial what? Stable, right? Because so if those women are initiating divorces because of financial stability, because of financial purposes, so pretty much they're saying is that guy is not handle his business, his responsibility as a man, or he's not for the point that she's comfortable with that, so she's trying to find something else. So that means that guy, so that's what I would say is, that's what women say, that's what they want. But then if they go with a guy that's very nurturing, caring, he's not ambitious, he's not confident, he's not assertive. And that means he's not as successful as those guys, because, if you look at, the guys that tend to be assertive and have those personality traits, that assertive, ambitious, and confident, those are the guys that tend to have better careers and provide better stability. So that's the one pushback I would say is, even though you guys may say that, but the reality is women are divorcing those type of guys. They're divorcing the nurturing, caring, loving guys, and they're going trying to find a guy that's more ambitious and confident and assertive. And that's what I see based on those statistics. Go ahead, Emma.
I don't know if it's based off of the guys being nurturing and caring. I think right now in our generations, a lot of it is laziness, is that we're not taught to work hard enough.
Yeah, lack of ambition, right?
Kind of. I think it's just being lazy. They have no drive. Yeah. And everything comes easy to all of us as we grow up and as we're in the States. And once we get to that point where something's hard, then people fall apart. And I think it comes down to communication and really picking and choosing your battles. When you want to date someone, you're going to choose okay, I can handle this. This person needs me to be emotionally there for them, so I'm going to make that sacrifice for them. Or my significant other cannot handle this, so I'm going to support that. It's a give and take situation in anything that you have. And I agree with what Tarah was saying. It's not masculine or feminine. It's a much broader thing that you have to look at it. You can't just put masculinity and feminine as a name for it. It's much broader, and it takes a lot more time and effort to look into different relationships to see that, oh, maybe because he was so emotional, his wife had to pick up the slack and be the masculine one to make the money, or she just didn't want to worry about him anymore. So she was like, you know what, we're just going to get divorced. You can deal with your emotional problems, and I'm going to be this strong feminine woman who does not need a man, and I'm going to go get my money. It could be the total opposite, but we really don't know. And I think it just comes down to each relationship, where it has to be, here's what I can give you, and then here's what I need from you. And it's a give and take everything.
Yeah, I mean, the traits you have can pretty much predict the behavior, right? Right. Certain traits. If you're a confident person, very ambitious person, very assertive person, I mean, there are studies that are done that your traits can predict, whatever traits you have can predict what type of success you have based on the industry you are in. So guys tend to be very ambitious. They're not lazy. Ambitious people, they don't want to stay the same. Ambitious people, they work hard. They have work ethic, right? So they're not lazy people. If you're very ambitious, you go make things happen. You don't wait around and mix and be lazy, all right? People are very assertive. they go, they take initiative. They don't wait for things, they go and get things, make things happen. So the reason why I always believe women, you guys will care more about that, more attracted to that guy, because in reality, at the end of the day, when you build a family, it's going to require money. It's going to require a house. It's going to require bills. You're going to have kids. You're going to be pregnant one day, so you can't work. So you need that guy to be able to be stable enough. And that's the reality. So even though you might say you want the nurturing man and loving, caring, but in reality, on the whole perspective of life, of bills and housing and financing and supporting the kids that you have, especially in living in America, that's why I believe that men, if you're going to be in a very healthy and successful relationship with a woman needs that stability from a man, and you have to provide that by being that masculine man, by being very tapping into your masculine energy and be that man. A lot of those guys that are very lazy, because I do see a lot of lazy guys, and based on my conversations with them, nobody's ever showed them how to be a man. They're like boys. Like nobody's ever taught them the responsibility of being a man. Some of them have never had that father figure. Some of them never had that masculine energy. They grew up in a house full of women, and I'm not saying it's the woman's fault, but just for guys, we need that father figure, that masculine energy to teach us how to be men. A woman can't teach a guy a boy how to be a man. Only a man can. So I just see it for a lot of guys today. They don't have that confidence. They don't have the confidence to even approach a girl, and let alone get a job. They don't even have the confidence to approach you. They don't have the confidence to even go get a job. So, and like I said, if guys are tapping into their masculine energy and being that man and having that stability, I believe that's what works, because I just see a lot of, it's easy to say I want a nurturing, caring, loving guy, but then when you need bills that need to be paid, or rent needs to be paid, or you're pregnant, you can't work no more, so all there's responsibilities on him. That's when that masculine, that's when the ambitious and confident assertive needs to kick in and handle your responsibility as a man. So that's the only thing I would say, because I just think in America they're just pushing men not to be masculine no more. Just be whatever. You don't have to be a man no more. If you want to be a woman, you can be a woman. You can be feminine. But that's why today, we have a high rate of single people, and guys are not getting married, or people struggling to find relationships. But I truly believe that for a lot of you guys, at the end of the day, you guys want stability, because you guys all want to have families one day. Mm-hmm. How many kids do you guys all want? 2, 1. What about you, Anna?
Depends. Oh. Could range from 3 to 8.
Oh. All right. So 8 kids, that's a lot of kids. That's a lot of money. Yeah. So what I'm saying is, in reality, if you want a guy that can support 8 kids, the traits that you're looking for in a guy is going to be the ambitious and confident, assertive guy to handle that responsibility, not the nurturing guy. So for me, that's just what works. If a guy doesn't handle his responsibility, I say this to guys all the time. If you don't handle responsibility as a man and be financially stable, the woman's going to leave you. They're going to leave you for whatever reason. A woman will not tolerate a guy that's not providing for the family and not handling his responsibility as a man. And the divorce statistics show that. You're not going to stay with us. No matter how loving, no matter how caring, and no matter how good of you are, if you don't take care of your responsibility as a man to pay for the family and to support that family, it's only be a matter of time before you leave. So that's why it's so important for a man to make sure he takes care of, to be confident and ambitious and handle his responsibility. And if you do that, and of course you still love your woman, be loyal, when she's very emotional, then give her that vulnerability she needs. But providing that foundation, that stability, that's what's going to hold the relationship together and make it work. Go ahead, Tarah.
Yeah, that's a good point that I can definitely work more on listening to men's perspectives. So thank you, Will. When I think of personality traits, I've been taught that you're born with personality traits, and sure, they're going to correlate with different things, but there's so many different factors. It's so hard to pinpoint, this is what contributes to their successful relationship. It's really hard to tie down, I don't know, that's really hard for me to fit together in my mind. But then there are also experiences, which you mentioned, that you can be taught how to be a man, but that's a lot of pressure to put that on only the men to you're going to be ambitious. You're going to take care of take care of yourself. I hope take care of yourself.
but the thing is, for you, it's like maybe for a woman, like I said, it may seem like pressure, but for a man, it's just what we do. You know what I'm saying? So like, I mean, I'm not a lot. I mean, it is a lot of pressure. I mean, it's like everything in life is pressure. Everything in life is difficult. I'm not like being a woman is hard too. I'm not saying like why your life is harder than ours. Like it's both difficult, right? Like, but the thing is, we all have our roles to play, and we all have our responsibility to play as men and women, as masculine and feminine, and that's just life. We have to and make things happen and do what we have to do to create to live our happiest and best and most stable life. And that's the thing we're and Anna said like guys are lazy, but that's the culture we're teaching boys today. Like we're teaching boys, you don't have to be ambitious. You can just smoke weed and play games and chase women. And it's all good. Live your happiness, right? But that's not but no. When I grew up, my family told me no, be a man, like handle your responsibility. Be ambitious, go, make sure that you can take care of yourself. And then when you do have family one day, then you'll be able to support your family. That's what I was taught. And that realigns with reality, because playing games and being lazy and chasing women, that's not reality. That's not going to put you in a position to handle a relationship. You're going to be a baby daddy. That's more of a baby daddy lifestyle. But if you're looking for husband material, if you're looking for long-term, if you're looking for a successful marriage where you never have to divorce, I don't want to get divorced one day. I want to be married one time. Like, do you guys all want to be just married one time and that's it?
That's the hope, but you'll never we're only certain of today. So.
I know, but I'm saying is the best chances of probability to doing that is being the best man you can be, being the best version of yourself, and handle your responsibility as a man. And of course, the woman, be the best woman you can be, and handle responsibility as a woman, and then we just come together and our traits complement and harmonize together. That I could just come in and be that man and provide that stability, and then you can just be that loving woman and be that nurturing, caring woman that you can be, and we can support each other, we can love each other, you can have a job too and support each other, but it's very important for you to know that I can handle responsibility just in case if things happen with your job, just in case if you get pregnant one day, you can't work no more, I can pick up the slack and still move on, and nothing changes for us financially. We're not gonna, if you stop working, then we're gonna be living outside and asking for money. That you have confidence that, okay, we both work together, but if I get pregnant and need 9 months off, you can trust me that I can still maintain the bills and the stability of the household and still maintain it while you have kids. And then when you get back on your feet and want to work again, good. But that man, because of you guys are women, you guys are pregnant, then that's why you have to find that foundation guy, because he has to work even when you're pregnant. Like he can't expect you to work when you're pregnant. Like you're gonna have those moments that you need to stay home and take care of the kids. So that's reality. So that's why stability and purpose and assertiveness, and that's why I always believe that for a guy, like, to be with a woman and how many kids you guys want in the grand scheme of things, and living in real life with bills and payments, especially in America, especially in California. Yeah. And, I don't know about Utah, but Hawaii, oh my God, Hawaii is super expensive, right? Nunia, like, what I'm saying? So that's why I always say that you, as a man, don't fall for that narrative of being super nurturing, caring. No, handle your business as a man and responsibility as a man, and be a great man, because at the end of the day, it's cost money, and you need it, and there's gonna be hard times, especially if you live it's not Tonga where you can just don't have, if you don't pay bills, you still have a house to live in Tonga. You can still survive in Tonga. In the modern day society, bills need to be paid and things need to be financed. Kids cost money, college education, all these things, and that man has to provide for it. And then if you get pregnant, you have to say somebody has to take care of the kids. It's naturally gonna be the woman, and you have to handle responsibility. So that's like the real life marriage and success relationship path of modern day society today. So that's why I mean, that's just the way that's why I see it. Is like, I believe that it's important to be masculine, and like I said, I just, this narrative today that they push that being masculine is toxic. Like, if a guy's too masculine, if a guy's too confident, assertive, and very ambitious, like, he's not gonna. That's the narrative they place on a lot of women today. Oh, we're not gonna listen to you. We're not gonna care about you. We're gonna be controlling. I mean, that's what I hear from other women, independent women. Oh, I don't want an ambitious guy. I don't want a confident guy because he's gonna control me, tell me what to do. No, like it's teamwork. Like I'm not controlling. Like I'm very masculine myself, but I will talk to my woman and we will have conversations and we'll work it together and we'll make things happen because in relationship it's all about teamwork. But it's just this narrative that we create. If you're too feminine, it's a bad thing. You know, you're like they chastise women now for being feminine, being housewives now. Like if you're a woman, you're a housewife. The women that have careers will look down on you because you're a housewife, but they don't realize being a housewife and building a big family that's still a lot of work too. That's a full-time job. You know,
you're just not paid.
Yeah, you're just not paid. But a lot of women who are very career-oriented or independent will look down on those women, which is crazy to me because it's still, because I grew up with a grandma, she raised 20 kids and all on her own. You know what I'm saying? So, and I saw that firsthand. So it's a full-time job. But that's the society we live in today, that we're criticizing women for being feminine and then we're criticizing men for being masculine. And then why a lot of you guys are single right now. Why we're all single. So, but that's my view on masculinity. That's why, and like I said, I just see that today that the women are masculine and the men are very feminine. So you guys are very feminine. So if you meet a guy that's very feminine, that's not attractive to you. And I'm already masculine too. So if I meet a woman that's very masculine, that's not attractive to me. So I'm always attracted to the opposite because your traits will complement mine. So that's why that natural balance, you know, I don't know if you guys believe in the yin and the yang, you know, the light and the dark, there's always a side that we have to be complements. And that's what I see with masculinity and femininity. And that's why, you know, God created us, a man and a woman, to be together. We work better together than apart. Like, you know, I prefer to be with a woman because I know with a woman, we will be able to build things together. What's that quote? Behind every great man is a great woman. Behind every great woman is a great man. Something like that. I don't know. But yeah, that's just the way I see it. But it's really, really hard to be attracted to the opposite person if their traits is not something that complements yours and it's attracted to yours based on being feminine and being masculine. Anybody want to add to that? Anybody want to add to that question? Or to that? No?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Tarah.
I think women who do stay home should be praised as much as women who go and get a job.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
that's a bad. If you're doing that, don't do that. That's mean.
I mean, I don't know if you guys see. I see that all the time. But you guys see that with women who are very career oriented. They'll chastise or look down on women who choose to stay home and be a loyal wife and raise their kids to the husband. And they see that as it's like being weak. I'm like, there's nothing weak about raising 8 kids like Anna.
Good luck, Anna.
She wants to raise a whole football team.
Oh, you already know. You know, if I've planned it. If I have twins and then I have triplets and then I have twins, then I'll have 7 and I'll have 7s for rugby.
Nice.
And then if I adopt, then I can have like kids the same age. We'll have a whole football team. Don't worry, guys. NFL will. We're gonna go.
All set.
Let me ask you guys a question real quick. So, is there a celebrity right now, like a celebrity husband, that if you had a chance to swap with their wife and be their wife for this, you know, dream guy or dream celebrity you have in your mind, who would that be? I'm just like hypothetically. There was I'm sure we all have these celebrities that we love and we look up to. But if there was a celebrity right now that exemplified husband material for you, this is what a husband should be. Give me a name, a celebrity right now.
Chris Hemsworth.
Chris Hemsworth, okay.
I don't know. I love his videos. That's out.
All right. Chris Hemsworth. Okay, what about you, Nunia?
I don't know. I think for me it would be, I don't know. I haven't thought of any of them as husband material, honestly.
Just name one. Just somebody that you've seen, and we all have those people. Like that's an example of a husband material for you.
For me, honestly, it's just like mine would be Jason Momoa, but I wouldn't say baby husband material. It's just physical appearance.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
But you be wifey to Jason Momoa. All right, Tarah.
I don't have one. My boyfriend's right here, so I'm gonna say all of the above. My headphones are on. But
just hypothetical. Just hypothetical.
I don't have one, to be honest. I need the Instagram lives of like doing dishes, helping out with the kids. I need all of those. I haven't seen it from a celebrity.
All right, got you. It's all good. But you know, it's funny. You said Momoa. You said Chris Hemsworth. Those guys have traits that are very masculine. They're very strong. They're very ambitious, both in their careers, and they're very assertive. So you all said that you want the nurturing and caring guy, but then if you had to pick that one guy in this world that you will trade places with and be their husband and be their wifey, you pick the most masculine guy you can think of.
Physical appearance.
There I go. There I go.